Hey everybody, welcome into my first ever reaction video. This is going to be a little bit of a different one though. I'm new to the reaction scene, both watching and now obviously recording. And obviously part of the appeal is discovering new stuff, which I'm excited to do. And this is sort of a prelude to that. So a little backstory here. Obviously, I'm doing this here for one reason and you're all here for one word, and that's Dimash. I'm sure that's what brought anyone stumbling upon this here. And the way I came into Dimash was that I'm a big fan of Hauser, so when they put out that video of S.O.S together, that was my introduction to him. Never heard of the guy before, and obviously I got pretty obsessed with that video pretty quickly and loved it a lot, so I started discovering the other versions and really got to feel how much better the song is. That version's great, but the pre-recorded nature of it takes away a little of what you see on these live ones. And I got obsessed with that song, and I came across a little bit of other Dimash stuff from there. I obviously have seen Stranger, and I've seen a lot of the covers. So I've seen The Show Must Go On, All By Myself. Recently they did that one with all the different people with, they did My Way, and I think there was one other one I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, so I've seen a lot of the covers he's done and a couple of his big things. Obviously I know S.O.S is not his song, Stranger is. But I haven't really dove too deep past that because I kind of got obsessed with those, and then from there ended up getting obsessed with reaction videos of those. I'd never been into them before, and then there's something about that feeling the first time you experience some of this Dimash content, and then you can't obviously recapture that for yourself, but being able to go through and see other people experience it for the first time is amazing. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that here. I wish I had recorded myself the first time I listened. That would have been fun to have. I don't know what I did. But also, I just thought it would be fun to start off with this song since it's what I would say, without hyperbole, I think is the best live performance ever. Vocally, performance-wise, just everything about it. I think it's the best thing ever done by any artist. So I figured what we would do here is I'm going to start with a reaction to S.O.S from Slavic Bazaar, which I think is the best version. And then I may also do Stranger after that. And then from there, I want to be able to start doing reactions to all the songs of his I haven't seen. I know there's a lot of great stuff. I know, I think there's one called Sinful Passion I haven't seen yet. There's some Opera number 2 or something like that. So those may be the first ones I do. If you have any requests or suggestions for what you think I should start experiencing from Dimash, I know it's a very deep catalog that I've barely even scratched the surface of knowledge on, so please hit me up in the comments with that or anything from any other artists you might want to suggest. That's the goal of this, though, is trying my hand at reaction videos just to sort of catalog me experiencing more and more Dimash as I go. I feel like with Slavic Bazaar version of S.O.S, he might be coming down from the mountaintop, but also I feel like it's all just right near the peak regardless, so I think that's going to be fun to experience. And yeah, speaking of this being the best performance ever, in my opinion, I also think it's not hyperbole to say that he's probably the best vocalist ever. Like, I don't know who would have been on that list before. I had some notes of possible people that I might have said before, of probably Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Freddie Mercury, Sam Cooke in a bit of a different way, Whitney, obviously, Andre Bocelli. And I'm also big on Jeff Buckley. I don't know if I would rank him anywhere near the levels of those people, but in a different way, he reminds me a little bit of Dimash just in the ability to emote in his vocals and having a pretty crazy range. So that kind of connects for me, which also leads me to a hypothetical question that popped into my head recently of, if you could pick one song for Dimash to cover out there, what would you pick? Part of me wants to go to something more contemporary like Creep by Radiohead, but with that Buckley thing in mind, I think Grace would be a crazy one, that he could do a lot of the vocals Jeff did, but then find ways to put his own things in it and maybe go up an octave here and there or down an octave here and there, just to really go nuts on it. So let me know if you have any ideas in the comments what you think would be a cool song to have him cover. Not that this is going to get to him, not that it's going to happen, but hey, put it out in the world, you never know what happens. Anyway, I'm also curious what other people think are his best versions of this song. I think they're all great and all similar, but there are some little tweaks. So I don't know, my top 4, I think number 4 would be The Digital Show. Really great, but feels a little processed sometimes, a little like over stylized, and that's this is being hypercritical. It's amazing. But also, and that is the one where the high note I don't think is the most important part, but that's the one where he hits that the least of some of the top performances. So I would have that as a very high number 4. It's still amazing. I'm trying to pick things to be critical of in something that's near perfect, so that's tricky. Number 3, I would say the recent live version they put out of him with Hauser. I think it isn't the most visually appealing. It's mostly just them kind of doing their thing on stage, and there's not a lot to it, and not really the live band with them or anything, I don't think, but just that difference of, like, you do lose a little bit of Dimash's vocals when he's performing it with Hauser, because they have to give some to the cello part, but also it's just really cool to see that cello part, and anything you might lose in the beginning in the first half is worth it for that final section where Hauser is playing that really rapid part on the cello in the background while Dimash is just doing his thing and going off. So I think that would be my number 3. Number 2 would be his performance on Singer, the competition in China. I think that one had a lot of great stuff to it. A lot of the emotional parts hit really strong on that, and he definitely hit some notes really well. And also that one is worth it just to be able to watch the reactions of all the people in the crowd. So that's like the OG reaction video, is just watching people in the audience react live and having crazy faces. And number 1, I think you have to give it to Slavic Bazaar. I think this one everything is just pitch perfect. It's just on the nose, every little thing he does. And it's so deliberate, I guess would be what I would say. Like, I think that's one of the things that makes Dimash, is that he's so precise with everything he does. Like, his precision is not just with his absolute pitch, which is amazing. He never misses a note, and he's able to go up and down and just hit the note right every time. But it's also with his intention. Like, every little move he makes, every posture change, everything he does with his eyes, the way he adjusts his voice into different versions and puts emotion behind it. Like, everything is just so precise and direct and it's like filled with intent. It's very intentional. So I think I would have to say this is the best version, but I'm curious to know what you think. Give me your ratings in the comments below. And I think it's time that I probably shut up and just get with the music. Although one more hypothetical, just because I'm looking at the screen and seeing how incredible this stage looks. I've always thought about this one. If you could go back in time and see any musical performance in history, what would it be? This could be anything like going back to see some of the Beatles stuff, going to Woodstock. You could go back and see Mozart, which I always thought would be where I might go. Obviously, I mentioned my love for Buckley before, so I think being able to be at the Chennai recordings when he did the live album there, or just any of his random weeknight times that he went there, I would love to just be one of the people in the crowd at that. If you have a crazy answer, like, I don't think they had the birthday song back then, but just them singing the birthday song for Julius Caesar or Jesus or anybody, I don't know if that fits the spirit, but if you want to give some crazy answers in the comments, let me know. If you have some more direct answers, let me know. But yeah, I think now I would be so torn picking between the Buckley idea and the Slavic Bazaar performance. And I might trend toward Bazaar, but also, since Buckley tragically passed, maybe I would still go that route just because I'd be able to see him live, and Dimash, there's still a slim hope of doing that, even though his tour is very limited. But, yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any ideas, and without further ado, let's just shut up and get to the show. Let's go. Here we go.
Обладатель Гран-при международного конкурса исполнителей эстрадной песни «Витебск 2015» Димаш Кудайберген, Казахстан.
I think it's amazing, even if you don't know any of the language in this song too, the emotion of it just hits. You get the vibe without having to know exactly what he's singing about. The softness he starts with is just incredible. Also, I'm jealous of that hair. I wish I could pull that off. time that low note hits, man. All right, for the copyright reasons, I know we have to pause from time to time. I've learned that from watching a few of these, so we're just going to do some notes. The thing I love is that we haven't talked about dynamics. That's another thing that makes Dimash Dimash, and it goes into what I said about him having intent in everything he does. He could belt from the beginning and hit these notes full voice, no problem. It's easily within what he does. He proves that later. But the fact that he chooses to build, he starts soft, almost at a whisper, and now he's hitting these falsettos. He has patience, I think, is another thing. He's patient. He knows, like, I've got you, and I'm going to get you there, but I'm not going to throw it all at you at first. Because there are people you see on these singing competitions, they come out belting high, trying to go higher. They stay in falsetto the whole song. It just wears on you after a while. It's for a couple seconds, you're like, yeah, it's impressive, but then you're just kind of, seen it, worn out. But he knows how to get you. He builds. It's slow. It's steady. He goes, here's this, and now look what I can do, and now look what I can do. And speaking of, let's look at what he can do. It's even just the way he's sort of holding the mic, moving, closing of the eyes. It's all an artistic choice with him. Wow moment number one. I love every reaction video. That's the point where people just are like, his range, oh my god, and you're just like, just wait, just wait. God, I swear to you, goosebumps. I've seen this over 1,000 times by now, I'm sure. Still get goosebumps at that moment. And the low drop. Ugh. Side note too, I know this is from like a French-Canadian musical or something like that, and it's mostly pre-existing, but there are some touches that Dimash clearly puts into the arrangement of the song and everything. I know he has a master's degree in music arrangement or something along those lines, and you can tell some of the stuff is his choices, but man, that string part there, the rapid fire of it, it just blends so well. You would think it would be a distraction, but everything just comes together so perfectly. It's one of those things where if you watch this song enough times, you start picking up different things each time, and eventually you have seen it so many times that you can be slightly less distracted by how amazing his voice is and listen to the background. It's like you could take the voice away and this song is still amazing. Don't take the voice away, but you could. He's just playing with the crowd. He's showing like, look at me reaching to hit this falsetto. Oh, but wait, here we go. I think that was good. Wait 2 seconds. Okay, just because I know what's coming next too, I feel like you have to pause after the big note and react, because holy shit, that's just unhuman. It's godlike. It's, as people say, alien. It's not human. That's the easiest way to put it. It's inhuman and it's incredible. But as good as that is, I think the next few seconds are what really win me over. I mentioned goosebumps before. Even though I'm talking about it now and building up to it, this next part always gives me goosebumps, where he goes from that high to dropping down to this soft, just hugely emotional part where he's sort of pontificating again on life and death. And it's the second line, why do I die? Which, that's the translation, obviously. I don't know the French phrase, despite having a little bit of French ancestry. But the quaver in his voice that he puts in, which, again, a very deliberate choice. He could hit that smooth, solid, but he puts this little quaver where it is just it feels like almost a whimper, like you feel him crying inside. And it's his ability to put that in, like, I don't know if he's done musical theater, but he really should, because it would be an incredible performance. Let's just start back at the big note so you get that feel dropping from the high down to the emotion. It's so good. Let's do it. The eyes. Here it comes. Oh, see, goosebumps again, every time. Oh. And then this part that comes after too, where he starts to get that kind of, I don't know if confidence is the word. He starts to get that like resolution, that answer to his own questions, where he's starting to make up his mind. And it's just, bam, here's how I feel, and now you're going to get me full voice, you're going to get that confidence behind it. Everything kind of crescendos at this point, and it is just so good. Here we go again. And the drum here. And that little electric guitar slide. Oof. It's so hard not to go back. I'm sorry. I know this is the part. I just want to let it play through, and I'm going to after this go back. But so many things there. That kick in of the drums really just hits. It gets you where you're supposed to be emotionally for this part of the song. And then just the rock of that guitar slide. I can't do it vocally. I could do it back here, but I'm not going to embarrass myself. But just all of that hits this just rock feel. And then he comes in with that rock vibe. He does that just death stare in the eyes, and he does that back pedal. Just everything about his posture exudes so much confidence in this part. It is incredible. So, all right, no more interruptions. Let's play through to the end. The belting, the twang, everything is so good. It's hard not to laugh. And stuff that good, it's just hard not to laugh. And that run. Oof. Down to the last second. Letting out that breath is such a choice to really let the emotion of the song kind of exhale right before the final note. A little movie does with his hand at the end. Just everything all comes together. And what's crazy, some people put too much thought, they overthink things, everything is so meticulous that it takes away, it feels robotic. Not even close. He somehow just knows how to make it all flow perfectly. It's all the right choices. It's insane. So that is the first video. Obviously, I'm a fan. I'm excited to start diving into some new stuff. I do think I'll do Stranger next. Also, there is a song from Ren I really want to check out, so I may put that video next too. But start letting me know in the comments if you have suggestions. I really want to start just going new Dimash, new Dimash. Obviously, I don't mean new, I mean new to me. Like the old NBC thing. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. So anything beyond S.O.S. and Stranger and some of the cover songs he's done, which I wouldn't mind redoing those, but any of the Dimash original kind of content, let me know in the comments what I should do next, and I am really eager to get going on that. So if you have any other suggestions, let me know in the comments on where we should go with this, and if you stayed this long, I'm impressed, happy you did, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.